y'all gaming? The only show on the internet that asks, are y'all gaming? I'm Coney, and I'm here with TK. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good one. Sorry we weren't here last week. Weren't gaming. We were not gaming, and I think we were gone or something. Maybe we were busy. I don't know. But I'm here this week, and so is TK. TK, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm just big chilling as per usual. I've been playing a lot of Deadlock lately, which is probably not the thing I should be doing because I'm not going pro in this, and I should be spending this time learning other fighting games. But
Sure.
just it's a lot of my friends are playing now. It's kind of fun when you're playing with friends. It's definitely not as fun when you're playing by yourself, but I think that's like every MOBA.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and I don't play. I'm not like a carry. Like I am a solid supporting
Supporty, yeah.
actor in that thing. Like if Void is carrying, I make sure Void stays on top. Like I'm like wherever Void go, I go so I can stun people so he can get a kill. Like
Sure.
that's what I do. But like if I'm supposed to be Void, nah. So if the team's doing great, I'm doing great. The team's doing bad, don't depend on me to bring the team to victory.
Sure.
Uh that's not me. But fun game. It's definitely cool. And outside of that, yeah, it's my first weekend home after I don't know, like 9 weeks of travel.
I was
And
gonna say,
then
I think you've been going everywhere, right? You've been all over the place.
yep, been all over. Went to, I mean, just like pretty much like several states. And it's been Riptide. I went to TwitchCon. Went to like a PAX at some point in time in there. There's just like a lot going on. But I'm happy to be busy when I am busy. It just the stream does kind of suffer a bit, but you know what can you do?
Sure. Gotcha.
So,
Well, we're
yeah.
back now, and we've been gaming. Well, you've been gaming. I have not been gaming, at least not to a point where I am ready to like talk about it. I've played a couple games, but not really on as much as I should. Honestly, I've been just more busy than anything. Um, and honestly, I just keep playing UFO 50. I'm done with 40 games in that collection. I can't put it down, especially with the Steam Deck. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, hey everybody, welcome to y'all game it. Oh, is am I quieter because of the? Oh, it's probably just because the Ah! Yeah, I think I messed up on the mic thing. I'll fix it later.
Uh-oh.
All right, it's all good. Okay, so I don't really have anything for this week. I think you do though. You got
I
two
have two
things, right?
games.
All right, let's get it.
I got two games. First, we're going to talk about your favorite franchise, Zelda. That's
Woo!
right. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So I don't know. You said you like the older Zeldas though, right?
I
Like the
I kind of like the older ones, but the only one that I really liked was Link's Awakening, the remake. And
mm,
saw the art style for this, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds great. I want to play that." And then I watched people play it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is more about like creative puzzle solving, like kind of." And I'm not into that, so I didn't end up getting it. And I
rip.
watched a couple, like a playthrough of it, like a 20 minutes. I'm like, "All right, this is not for me." But
Okay.
I like the art style, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think honestly the puzzling part when I watched it before I played it myself, I was like, I don't know to this. And then I played it and I was like, I wouldn't say that like this is the direction that I would want Zelda to go, but I definitely like this like kind of offshoot of like,
Sure.
oh, we're not playing Link the whole game at least, and or for most of the game really, and you know this like puzzle solving mechanic is pretty cool. Like I wouldn't want like a Echoes of Wisdom 2,
Right.
uh, but like, but like this is a cool like look into it as well. One of the things I like about it a lot though is like it's less. The puzzle solving is one aspect, but I didn't really know that like you literally are playing like Monster Rancher as well because like every
Okay.
enemy you beat you can use after. So like a lot of the times I would just do dumb stuff like I'll take one of the dark nuts, which is like the armored enemy with the axe, and
Sure.
you can put him on the field and then you can grab him and just move him into the area that you need him to be to chop. And I think that shit is mad funny.
Yeah.
But or you can just form the field with like this like small like the same like one cost bosses. So I had like 17 bats. I was like the bat queen for a bit, and then yeah, it's just like a bunch of cool stuff like that.
I was gonna say I saw like a lot of summoning. There was summoning stuff in the
Hmm.
game, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. But like, I don't know. I don't want to summon stuff either. I want to fight. You know.
Yeah, and I see Luke in the chat says, "Nah, because I like solving puzzles, but I don't like open-ended puzzles. I want a distinct solution." I think there's like a hit and miss on that for sure. Like, I do like a distinct solution too for like games like you know if I'm playing Uncharted, right? Like, there's usually one way to get out that room in Uncharted, right?
Sure.
Or Laura Croft. But with this, it's been like a nice little change of pace. Like again, I wouldn't want multiple games like this, but it has been funny to like do something on stream in a certain way, and then somebody be like, "Wow, I never thought of that,"
Yeah,
like, or "Damn, it took me way longer to do that." And I think those like little moments are pretty funny and cool. But yeah, just overall, I just wouldn't say that like this is a game that I will need a bunch of. But as of right now, I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm having a good time playing it, and like it's been my playing game,
sure.
really. So I'm like 2 bosses in right now, and then sometimes I'll play at night. But I I'm trying to stop playing games at night because that 1 hour turns into like 6 real easy. So
Sure.
in any game, like I'm playing Tekken, I'm like, oh, I just play like an hour rank. Next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock. I'm like, what happened? So but overall, game is cool. I think it wasn't supposed to be like a super major point. In fact, it came out like in really like there was no big fanfare around it like a normal Zelda game.
Mhm.
When it came out, I actually only knew that it was coming out that weekend because someone was like, "Thanks Nintendo for the early copy," and I was like, "What?" And then I looked up the release date, and it was releasing the next day. So that's when I got it. Um, and that's the same thing that also happened with that Peach game. I didn't know that Peach game has been out since like March.
Oh yeah, that's been out a long time, man. That came out and nobody talked about it or cared at all. That was it.
And I was like, dude, is it good? And everyone was like, yeah, it's pretty chill. But like, I don't know, man. Nintendo, the marketing around that, it's just not hitting me lately. Which I don't know if it's probably not Nintendo's fault. It's probably Elon's fault because Twitter's the cesspool now, and that's usually where I get most of my information. But
I just think they're quiet, man. There's
you
nothing
know,
going on at Nintendo. Like they put out the remakes of they put out the Mario RPG and Thousand Year Door and all that, but like I don't know. The only stuff that they've come out with is, this Echoes of Wisdom or whatever and the Peach game, and it's just I think they're all hands on deck with Switch 2 whenever that gets revealed. Um I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm like I don't even know what they're doing. Apparently they're putting out an alarm clock, which is, tremendous. Good for them. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool that this Echoes of Wisdom game seems to like fit in its own thing. Like there's no other game really that's just like that. There's probably something indie on Steam or something. I'm sure it's not the only game to do this. But I feel like it fits its own sort of unique niche. I just don't care about it, so I'm just not into it. That's all.
they said, but Emio, Coney, what is that? What is Emio?
Oh, the Famicom Club thing with the evil guy, the MEO thing. Remember that? They had like a serial killer thing. Did
Mm,
you see that?
no,
You
let
just
me go
need to
look it
know
up.
about that.
Is it?
Yeah, they're basically Nintendo teased a horror game with this like killer guy, and it looked like real and kind of gritty, and people were like, "Oh, is this like an M-rated franchise? What is this?" And then it turned out it's a remake of a game from the NES, like a visual novel game, which is like
Hmm.
a detective club thing, and people are like, "Not that." Oh,
No, I see it. Yeah, Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club.
that's what it
Okay.
is. Yeah, and apparently it's not quite as intricate as people were hoping. So, oh, it's not a remake. Okay, well, I mean, I still don't care. I'm not playing a visual novel, but I guess that's
Yeah.
cool. I don't know.
I think for visual novel enjoyers for sure, but I've just I need at least a little bit of action in my game. Like that's just
Yeah,
not really the. If I want a story to be told to me more often than not, I'll watch a movie. In the last
sure.
story like game that I feel like I watched and played and really enjoyed it was like a Metal Gear Solid, but that's only because I like grew up with that. So there
Sure.
hasn't really been anything new that like could hit in the way that Metal Gear has hit, where I would actually sit and watch all 15 hours of these cutscenes or cutscenes for like the maybe 4 hours of gameplay that you actually get out of that and feel satisfied because y'all see me now, bro. I be big skip. I don't be knowing nothing about the story.
Yeah. It's different, man. The world's different. I'd be skipping every cutscene in every game now. It's tastes are changed, man. I don't. I used to care a lot about that, but not really
Short
anymore.
form content, bro. That's one of the things I'm trying to get back on myself. Just people enjoy the quick 30-second clip and get it out the way. And I appreciate that. Remember those videos where it'd be like uh like you're looking for something for your computer, you're like, oh, how to change this setting, and the video is like 8 minutes long,
Oh
but it's
yeah,
like a 10-second thing because the guy's like, welcome, I will teach you how to change your setting.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
First you will turn your computer on. You're like, all right, bro. Like
Yep. There's all those jokes about like the 15-year-old kid with the Indian accent that has the answer right away. It's like a 20-second video. You're like, oh, thank God,
Yeah,
this
that's my
Indian
guy,
kid
bro.
got me saved. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
That's my guy. He always saved me with the Windows DLL file. Oh, thank
Oh yeah.
goodness.
But yeah, so the Zelda, a good game. If you're into Zelda, I think it'd be nice to take a little spin on the Zelda side. I mean, it is
Sure.
nice to see that like we're finally going to do something with her. Um, don't really feel like, yeah, I think the last time you really like Zelda really like made an impact in her game, that like felt real, like it mattered, was Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, because like she was like a big part of the last battle. Like I know that she was
Sure.
kind of the big part of the last battle for Breath of the Wild, but that final boss is so easy. I was upset. I was annoyed.
Oh,
Like
I thought it was more. I thought she was more involved in Breath of the Wild or maybe Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. I didn't play the
she, I
game,
mean,
but
she
she's like a
was
character.
involved in the fight for sure. It was just so easy of a fight, like
Ah,
that. I just like it doesn't really feel like there was like a lot of stake involved
sure.
when playing there. Like you literally just run over whatever Ganon or whatever the last
Yeah.
boss is. I
Well,
forgot,
that's
but
because you go all the way up, though, right? Isn't that like?
no,
Did you like build all the
they
way up to
overpower
get
you.
there?
Like
Oh, okay.
you just have too much stuff. Like it's like you light arrows and maximum health and like I feel like he's not really throwing in a lot of attacks either. So it's just there's really not a lot to avoid while you're doing
Yeah.
like a third of his health bar every time and stuff like that. So game, that's another topic. I do like Zelda and I did like Breath of the Wild, but like that is one game that I don't think I'll ever go back and touch again. Same with Tears of the Kingdom. Like I've 100% of that, and I just cannot see myself like doing a like a replay of that anytime soon. So, but they said they're done with that, and I think they're going back to the main Zeldas anyway. So,
Sure.
uh, speaking of Legends, anyway, let's talk about the next game. We got Wizard of Legend 2. It's a roguelike. I don't know if you played Wizard of Legend 1. Did
I
you play that?
did. Yeah, I played
Mm,
that first one and I liked it. It was pretty good.
yeah,
I don't really remember anything about it. I saw that the second one was coming out and I was like, I don't really care about this. Like,
damn.
good for them. I mean, it's cool. Just like it came out at the beginning of the Switch where nothing was really happening at that time. So it
Mm.
was cool because it was like, oh, there's a cool roguelike game for the Switch that I want to play. And then I don't know, it's different now. There's a million different games I could play. Everything's competing with everything else. I didn't get interested in the second one, but I liked the first one. It was pretty good. How's this one?
Uh, I think currently only because the first one is fully fleshed out. Obviously,
Sure.
I do like the first one more, but I think it's because that art style at the time that art style came out, like it was at the beginning of pixel art um roguelikes. So I'm like, all right, cool. But
Okay.
it was cool looking, it was flashy. And then after a while that kept becoming a thing where it's like pixel art
Right. Yeah.
roguelike. And I was like, okay, this is getting old. So luckily they got in pretty early. And I like that. This new style, they rivals it basically, where Rivals 1 was pixel arty and then Rivals 2 is 3D. But currently the 3D doesn't look that good to me.
Sure.
And that's unfortunate. It also makes the game feel slower for some reason, but I think it's just because it's so early access, they have like some stuff to work on. I played probably around 3-4 hours, and I've got a decent amount of spells now. But yeah, just for some reason when I look at it now, it just doesn't feel as visually appealing as Wizard of Legend 1. The
Sure.
gameplay still is very fun. Dashing around, using spells, combining stuff, getting a super spell, all that good stuff. The boss battles are very fun too, but something about that art style is just kind of throwing me off right now, which is wildly unfortunate because I mean, it is cool when I see things go into the 3D format, like when you had Risk of Rain 1 into Risk of Rain 2, that was
Right.
sick.
Yeah.
Rivals 1, Rivals 2, that was sick. But this one just it feels like they could have went back into pixel art. And I don't think anyone would have cared, or like at least not 3D. They could have went into like the Hades type situation.
Like an
Uh,
isometric thing. Yeah.
yeah, isometric type deal instead of the 3D that they're going for. But again, it's at the beginning, and I'm not, I know I'm trying not to judge games too hard
Sure.
on early access, and so just off a purely gameplay standpoint, it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Pretty fun.
I was gonna say I feel like pixel art is kind of passe now. I feel like
Mhm.
people have kind of passed that era. Obviously, if it's done well, it could still be good or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's not quite as it's not. It's obviously not revolutionary anymore, right? But I feel like people are just I don't know, kind of over it. It takes a very special style. Everybody's doing like a PS1 thing now. Like there's a bunch of PS1 polygon or whatever. Um, I don't know. I saw the a little bit about Wizard Legend 2, I think a long time ago, and I immediately just skipped over it. I was like, I don't really care about that anymore. But um, we're just in a complete just deluge of games. I think there's too much stuff coming out, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. The thing is too, though, I think with the way that um these uh like games are coming out, there's like the trends are kind of skewing again, though, and right now I think they're skewing a little closer to like I don't the best way to say is a Hades like, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw another game that come out. It's called Realm of Ink, and that is basically just like Chinese Hades. And like I think it's very cool. I don't know if it's I think it's like Chinese folklore, but
Yeah.
that game looks way cool. Like I very much like that game, but I'm just also like, damn, bro, like let's not. I hate when we see something become successful and then you already know where the
You know what's gonna
the
happen. Yeah.
yeah, like you know where the influence is. Like check this out real quick.
You
Let
know
me
where the
just
conversation's gonna go. Yeah.
yeah, let me send this to you real quick, bro. Boom. Here we go. That
I
is
know
not
Ninja
working.
Turtles had a Hades. Like, yeah, Chad said that too. Like, Ninja Turtles even had a Hades game. I feel like there's a lot of that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. The I remember that game. Yeah, I actually it was a phone game first, and then it came out on like actual PC.
Oh
I had it
hell
on the
no!
phone,
This is Hades as hell,
bro.
dude. You're literally in the green underworld, man. Huh? Oh
they said
my
they said,
god.
hey, you know what? Hades kind of dope, bro.
That game kind of good actually. I'm gonna make it too. I
Here,
want to make
chat,
a
so y'all can see it.
Hades.
So y'all can see it, yeah, bro. And the game looks good. Now, there's another game that came out a little bit before Hades came out itself, and it was called or not a little bit before, a little bit during Realm of Curse of the Dead Gods,
Mm.
and that one definitely looks like Hades, but it doesn't actually play exactly like Hades. There was like a big um stamina system in it. And I see these two dots under the main character, and I think that's a stamina system as well.
Gotcha.
Uh so they try to differentiate a little bit, but for the most part, when you look at this, there's no way you don't say, okay, so y'all play Hades, right? Like
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That it's literally 1-to-1. You just have to hope somebody hadn't seen Hades before. Like, but I don't think they care. I don't even think they care. I think they're fine with it. They're like they know what their game is. So
yeah.
I mean, it does
I
look
think that's
fun.
one of the things comparison too. Like, I mean, I there's one thing you definitely don't want to get compared all the time, but like if you like lean into it, you might just have to lean into it, bro. I imagine
It looks
Power
fun.
World never like took a said that, oh, we definitely didn't have influences from Pokemon, even though
Right.
Pokemon's trying to do them dirty right now. But if they did, you would have been like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah. That's yeah. That's I'm just watching this game now. This is very funny.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get it, just not on early access because I'm really tired of like playing games on early access.
Yeah, it sucks.
Uh Especially like you do that thing on early access and then you have to like usually they're like, oh, the game's completed, so you should start over. I don't want to do that again.
No.
So
I'm not
I'm gonna
starting that
just
joint
wait.
over and read. Yeah, no. Just give me the full game.
Yeah. So there's a couple other games I had like that. I have currently Wizard Legend. It's mixed reviews. Oh, let me see what the mixed. Let me see what the reviews saying. What they talking about here?
Oh. Whenever a game has mixed reviews, I feel like it's like one small thing. It's not like the game itself. It's just like they're like I think Tekken right now is like Tekken is mostly negative because of the whole $6 stage thing or whatever with Heihachi, whatever that thing was.
Mm-mm.
Um, it's usually something like that. But what does it
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah. Let me just read. I'm gonna read one bad review for y'all, bro. So
Okay.
compare it to the first Wizard Legend, it has lost a lot of its unique identity and feels a lot like a lesser Hades Wizard hybrid. That
Ah.
damn Hades again. There it
Yep.
is.
There you go.
That does not
The
deliver
biggest
on
problem is that
either front.
Hades came out. That's the biggest problem with this game is that Hades
Yep.
exists now. Yeah.
Yep. So I especially am unhappy with the state as someone who's loved the original game. Here's some positives: creative application and ideas of some spells. Water basic arcana was most interesting. Online multiplayer, hopefully 4 player future. General art style and visuals, new boss and stylish boss intros and arcana upgrades. The negative, the dialogue in runs often feels meaningless. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Controller does not feel good so far. I don't know what he's not cooking on that one. I love controller. The online multiplayer does not feel too good. I haven't tried it yet. Dead player ghost gameplay is buggy and very floaty. Teleporters often don't work. Change keybinds are not displayed on HUD correctly. Okay, well, these are all the things that he's complaining or fill out. These are early access things,
I was
right?
gonna say, yeah, they're gonna bang that out, and especially if it's literally just like, oh, it feels like Hades, but it's not as good as Hades. That's kind of up. Like, just
Yeah,
because Hades comes out and every other game just goes down, that's tough.
yeah. Oh, it looks like he had a third section. He said what was lost in the first game. So far less Arcana. There's 45 currently versus the 120 on Wizard Legends 1 release, which is now 206.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, They hits have far less impact. Hard to tell when enemies are stunned. Boss design, they've lost what made them unique. Arcana did not combo very well. Yeah, he's kind of spitting on that. I do think that, like, again, I think moving over to a 3D area is probably much harder to translate everything the way that you want to.
Yeah.
But also, again, it is very early access, so I'm trying to give it a grain of salt. If I come back in 4 months and the game still exactly the same, we'll talk about it again on y'all game, and I'll say this game is ass. Same thing we did with Multiverses, although Multiverse is not as ass anymore.
Well,
Why? For me.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree on that. I am playing with Void tonight, so maybe
Multiverses?
Yeah, me and Void are doing a sponsored stream. We're doing it 0 to 100 challenge where we beat 100 games in 2 hours.
What the?
Yeah, one of the games is League
Well, how
of
are you
Legends.
beating?
So I hope
How are
we
you?
win 100
How are you
games in 2
beating?
hours. You have to tune in to watch. You'll have to see 100 games.
Now, what are
in
the
2
100
hours.
games? Because League is going to be at least 40 minutes.
League of Legends, Rocket League, Multiverses, Fall Guys, whatever else the brand approved.
100 games.
We're going 0 to 100.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
Well, what time?
9 o'clock Eastern.
Good. That means I will just be done streaming. Thank you for missing that window, so I don't feel bad. All right, I will be there.
Perfect.
And you should be there too. Definitely go watch the Coney stream. We'll be in there, yucking it up and having a good time. So,
fun time.
Hope you guys enjoyed this y'all game. It will obviously be on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, podcast if you want to listen to the whole thing. We do try to do episodes every week. Sometimes we do not be gaming, and when we do be gaming, we'll be talking about it. So thank you guys for watching another one, and we'll see. I think I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna stream a game of Deadlock, and then I'm going to play, or then we're gonna do Breeze Watch. So if you want to hang out for a little more, come over to the stream. Let's get it.
All right, kick it over to TK stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.